Today's episode sponsor is Indies United Publishing House. They have a short story contest running that's a great opportunity for both published and aspiring authors. Because this is a fun contest that you don't want to miss, I thought this would be an excellent thing to share with you. Stay tuned to hear more about the contest and how to enter. You'll find the direct link in the show notes.
Submit your short story and have it considered for cash prizes, awards, a publishing contract with Indies United, literary exposure, and more. For more information about the Small Bites short story contest, visit indiesunited.net.
Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. I'm your host, Tamara, and today we are back with our annual fantasy series and romance wrap-up. Following the trend, we're calling it 2023 Wrapped, like Spotify, Fantasy and Romance Edition. We're running down the series and the books that we've loved and hated over this past year. We're also sharing book club highs and lows based on the ratings. If you'd like to see this in video format without the commercials, head on over to Patreon and sign up. We also have lots of after shows available, as well as special videos and vlogs that are only available on Patreon for subscribers. Don't forget, you can also join me and my two co-hosts over on the Book Club's app for even more book chats. Please subscribe and like the podcast wherever you're listening. If you'd like to reach out to me, you can also find me everywhere at Shelf Addiction. Joining me today is feature co-host Casey from Heart Full of Ink. Welcome back, Casey.
Hello. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, you ready to wrap up the year?
Oh, yes, definitely.
All right. So before we start, tell everyone where they can find you online.
You can find me on Facebook at Heartful of Ink, Instagram at Casey_Heartful of Ink, or on my website, heartfulofink.com.
All right. So unlike with all of our book chats, today we are going to try our best to keep this spoiler free for you.
Yes.
Because we're going to be talking about all the things, but we're not going to reveal anything big in case, you hear something and you're like, oh, I want to read that and listen to the podcast. We won't spoil it for you.
We'll try not to.
Yeah, if we do, I'll do some editing magic or something. So those on Patreon, sorry.
But if you're on Patreon, you should have read the book by now, I hope.
Yeah,
if you're following along with us, I hope you're up to date.
All right, so let's start off with running down the series. We'll do the series part first.
Okay.
This was a year of duologies and trilogies.
Mm-hmm.
No long-running series this year, which we kind of did by design.
Yeah, which was a good thing.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Although,
short and sweet.
Our first one of the year, we started off 2023 with the Red Rising trilogy by Pierce Brown.
Mm-hmm.
And because the series is not finished, I'm okay ending where we ended. Because that first trilogy...
That was a natural end.
It was a natural end. Although, I want to finish all the books.
I do too.
Yeah.
That's one of my goals for next year.
Yeah. I want to finish them all. And I think the final book comes out next year, I think
so. Yeah, I think I saw December 2024.
Yeah.
I think. But yeah. We have Nikki in the book clubs telling us how amazing all the new latest releases, the one that came out this year back in July was.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I kind of want to reread the first three again and then go on from there.
Yeah, at least at the bare minimum, like reread Golden Sun. Or no, Morning Star. That was the last one, Morning Star. And then go from there. I don't know. Because I did read Dark Age, I think it was. No, it was Iron Gold was the fourth one. I did read Iron Gold, but that was a very long time ago. So I really don't remember much. But I do want to finish this series. But for the sake of the podcast and for the book club, I think ending with 3 was good. Mm-hmm. We got to introduce a lot of people to science fiction fantasy.
Oh, yeah.
And
that's fantastic.
Yeah, it was a good time. Second, well, Casey took a little break this year.
I did. Sorry, guys.
But my sister kindly stepped in and read a couple of things with me over the spring and summer. So we read You didn't do These Hollow Vows, did you? No, okay.
No.
So my sister joined me for These Hollow Vows. It was a duology by Lexi Ryan. Fantasy, lots of fae involved, dark fae, good and bad, all of that. And it's like one of those. And honestly, it follows a lot of the tropes. You think the good guy is the good guy, maybe, maybe not. The bad guy is the bad guy, maybe, maybe not. But if you've read anything really Sarah J. Maas, that whole thing, you've seen the tropes before. It was a fun conversations, if nothing else. Next, we did Crowns of Niaxia, that duology by Carissa Broadbent. I was pleasantly pleased with this. I didn't know what to expect. It was another TikTok hot thing this past summer, and it's vampires. So, yeah, vampires, and it's like bad vampires and good vampires. Not in the I drink animals versus I eat people way, but in the the power is taking over me and I'm I'm vicious. And then the other ones, they're all vicious, but anyway. Yeah. So it's kind of fantastical because they're fighting for their lives in eternity for this queen goddess person. So it's kind of got Hunger Game vibes, vampire style, where the stakes are really high. And the one main character, she is not a vampire. She's human. That's all I'm going to say about it. Okay. So she's got a lot of things going on, but I really enjoyed it. We had a good time with it. Book club liked it. And I think there's more, but the duology is definitely done. So you don't have to continue. And That's then good. Finally, we carried on and we switched up and we wanted dragons. So I picked the Dragonheart Legacy trilogy by Nora Roberts, and
there were no dragons.
The dragons were sporadic at best. If you want dragons, that's not the thing to do.
But that's not a book if you want dragons. They were so vague in the story that I definitely forgot they were there.
I don't know why it even had dragons in the series name. It shouldn't have.
Not at all.
And honestly,
there were a lot of things wrong with that series. If you have not read it, I just recommend listening to our podcast. Don't waste your time reading it.
Yes.
Just listen to us talk about it and laugh along.
It's going to be a comedy for sure. 3 hours of shit talking. 3 different books. It's a comedy, if nothing else. Lord have mercy. So that's what we've read series wise. Okay, let's jump into the best of the worst. Casey, what was your best?
Well, for me, it's really easy. The best was Red Rising. That was the only one I read, but I genuinely loved it. And I absolutely want to reread it, keep going, read books 4, 5, 6, 7, and I think it's 8 now, or 8's coming out in 2024. I think.
I don't know.
I'm bad with
math. It doesn't even matter.
Numbers.
I'm reading them all.
It doesn't even matter. I'm reading them. It was that good that I'm yes, anything this man writes, I will not read. He is top notch. I'm sold. We're good to go.
So in our Discord server, we got a little treat of a photo of Pierce Brown in case anyone didn't know what this man looked like.
I'm gonna look this up right now on my phone.
Yeah. Let me just say, I think that the books are even better now.
Didn't you say in one of the podcasts that I'm in love with his brain?
Yes, you did.
And now I'm looking at him and I'm oh fuck.
Yeah.
This man is gorgeous. And he has a really smart brain. Oh God.
Yeah, he's good looking. And I'm with you on the best of. That's my best of this year as well, Red Rising. And this was not my first time reading the first 3 books. This was my second time. And I was so confident about it that I picked it for the group. I'm even though this isn't really traditionally what we would read, you're going to love it.
And we did. You know, we still talk about it in the Discord. We still talk about it or bring it up every once in a while in book clubs. Like, we talk about this series, this trilogy. And yeah, it was the best. The best of 2023.
Yes, and dare I say, if you are into audiobooks, let me tell you, the audiobook narrator is like, his narration skills are like top 5 of my all
Oh,
time.
wow.
He is
Okay.
so good. I think his name is Gerard Butler, I think. I need to
Like the actor?
No. Let me just make sure. No, not him. Let me just look right quick. Not
I mean, if it
him.
was the actor, I'd be really into it.
You'd be like, oh my God. Suddenly you'd want, it's Tim Gerard Reynolds. There we go. Tim Gerard Reynolds. Lord, not the actor. This other guy.
Not the actor. Okay.
And now I'm curious. I want to look this guy up. You see, see what you did, Casey. Now I want to look him up. Let's see. Okay, not what you think. Don't look him up, but he's got a really good voice for this trilogy. It's very good, and definitely recommend for audiobook lovers. All right, so actually, I will just say I had a really close second. And by close second, it's not a hairline second. It's like a good couple paces behind, but it was still really good. And that was actually the Crowns of Niaxia duology, the one that I was just talking about by Carissa Broadbent.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I really had a good time with it. It was fun. And yeah, I liked the main love interest in there. I thought
Okay.
I liked so the guy does some stuff. The girl has to check him on some things, and I love how the author goes about her. You know how sometimes the author don't know how to make the woman stand up for herself.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that happens a lot more than we like to admit.
Yes. So I like the chemistry. I like the story, the fantasy. I like the world building, and I did not go back to listen to those podcast episodes, so I remember having a good time with it, although I might have talked shit about a couple of things as I do.
That's okay. That's what happens.
As I do.
We can talk shit and still love it.
Yes. But yeah, I definitely, if you want something a little more traditional, fantasy with some romance in it, definitely that duology I would recommend. All right, so I feel like we've already told you what the worst one was. You should know.
You should know. I am actually kind of devastated that the Nora Roberts wrote something so terrible.
Yeah.
I am still in shock about this. Of
It's
all the
bad.
authors, I never would have expected Nora Roberts to be this bad.
See, look, I expected, okay, so I did read her other, fantasy, and I liked it. But worst case scenario from Nora Roberts, I expected, okay, even if the fantasy is trash, I'm gonna be in love with the couple,
the characters, and the romance,
right?
And none of that.
No, I said nothing else. I'll get the romance, and we didn't even get that. That guy was like the worst.
He was awful. Oh my God, no. There was this one line where the heroine was like, "Oh, it's the most romantic thing anybody's ever said to me." And I was like, "No, if a man said this to me, I would punch him in the nuts."
Like, that's not romantic at all. Like, how does the queen of romance not know what romantic
is? The queen,
is?
but this is, I don't know, a fluke. But a trilogy that was an entire fluke. I don't know.
Look, again,
it breaks my heart.
We lucked out that this was a trilogy, because if it was more, it would have been like DNF'd. We would have stopped. I feel like we would have stopped.
Oh, absolutely. If there was a 4th book, I would have called you and been like, "I quit. I'm done. I
can't do it.
I can't do it anymore."
Yeah, that was a really big letdown. I think that was the biggest disappointment of almost anything I've read all year.
I think so.
Personally and on the podcast.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. I'm trying to think of everything I read this year, and I don't think anything was that bad.
Honestly, I'm trying to even figure out how some of the ratings are that so high because I'm like, we read the same book, right?
I don't know.
I don't
I
know. I don't
genuinely
understand.
don't know.
Yeah, but so yeah, that's the worst. The best and the worst.
The best and the worst.
Yeah, so looking at it from a book club perspective, which of these series, well, I know you only participated in 2,
I know.
but which do you think yielded the best, not necessarily that everyone loved, but the best conversation?
I mean, we had some really good conversations when we were talking about Nora Roberts.
Mhm.
People were invested. We were breaking stuff down. We were talking about why we didn't like it specifically and what could have been better. But on the flip side, like, we read Red Rising in January and we were still talking about it in December.
Yes.
Like, we mentioned Red Rising in book club yesterday or 2 days ago or whenever it was.
Yeah.
Like, so
Red Rising.
I think, yeah, Red Rising,
Yeah,
we keep talking about it
and
in book club.
plus, like, honestly, there's so much in that book. In all of those
Mhm.
books, there's so much to break down. There's so many details,
Mhm.
and everyone really contributed a lot to, like, help
Oh,
us, like,
yes.
sort things and, like, theorize things, and those 3 book club meetings were really active, and nobody, and I don't think there was anyone that started that series that didn't finish it.
Mhm.
And we even
Yeah.
had a man join us.
Oh, yeah.
I
I forgot
love
about
that.
him.
I love
That
it.
was amazing.
Yeah,
It was
I'm like,
amazing.
we never have guys join us. I love it. It was so fun to have, like, a different perspective, you know what I
Mhm.
mean, on stuff. It was
Oh,
really
yeah, and
good.
he was great. He needs what's his name?
I
Was his
don't
name
know, I'm
Tom?
sorry. I don't know, sorry.
I'm sorry.
Uh,
But he was fantastic. If you're listening, please come back to book club because you had some great points.
yeah, please come back. So, hopefully we have some more things that might be more your vibe coming next year. We'll see. It was a good time. So,
It was a
definitely
good
I
time.
think that
Yeah.
wins. And I would say, if I had to say, second best would probably be the Dragonheart Legacy.
Mhm.
Because, like you said, it was just the type of conversations we were having. And I think it's fun when everyone, like, cohesively as a group hates something.
Oh, yeah. No, we weren't trashing in a bad way. It was a collective of like, this didn't work because
Yeah.
XYZ. And if Nora Roberts had done this differently, we would have enjoyed the story more. And so
Yeah.
it was shit talking, but it wasn't trashing. It wasn't bashing.
It
It
was
was very much,
analyzing. We were
yeah, it was
analyzing it.
analyzing and critiquing and
Uh-huh.
hoping for books better than this. And
Mhm.
saying why we were disappointed, which is so much fun. I love book talks and conversations where we can just really analyze together as a group, whether we love it or hate it.
All right, cool. So let's go ahead and I'm going to share some of the book club's ratings with you from
Yes.
the group at the group level. So, y'all, we do 1 to 5 on the podcast, and
Mhm.
book clubs does 1 to 10. So when I put my rating, I just times it by 2, right? Simple
Yeah.
math. But, just in case y'all know, I just have to explain myself. So when you hear
Mhm.
this, don't be like, you don't rate that. Like, we know, we know.
We know what's up.
Okay, so best rated by our book club on book club's website is actually Golden Sun and Morning Star share an average rating of 8.2 out of 10.
Wow.
Yeah, Red Rising had an average club rating of 7.62. And I agree with that because the first one isn't as good as the second and third. It keeps
No.
getting better and better. To throw a twist in there, Serpent of Wings and Night, I think
Mhm.
it's called, which is that other duology I was talking about by Carissa Broadbent, that has an average book club rating of 8.14.
Wow.
So that is
That's
really
really
close.
high and really
Yeah.
close. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people really liked that duology. I have a feeling you would have liked it. If you ever get
probably,
the
yeah.
inkling to go back to it, I think you will like it.
Definitely.
Now, obviously, the worst. The worst is, I think it's The Choice. Is that what's the last one? The Becoming?
I think The Becoming.
That came in with an average book club rating of 4.33.
That's
from our
still
group.
pretty high. When we were in book club, everybody was giving it 1 and 2 stars.
4 out of 10.
4 out of 10.
So if they gave it 2 stars in our scale, if you times it by 2, that's 4.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. So
damn.
That is pretty bad, though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. So, yeah, that was the worst from the book club perspective, based on the ratings. So, in case you're curious, that's what's that. That was that. Okay, so I think it's a good time to take a quick break by checking out these commercials. You are supporting the podcast, so please give them a listen. While you're at it, feel free to check out the book review journal available on Amazon right now. Head on over, click buy, and come right back. Okay, we'll be right back, guys. Today's episode is brought to you by the Shelf Addiction merch store. Check out all the bookish t-shirts, notebooks, mugs, and more. Don't miss out on these original designs, perfect for any book nerd. Support the podcast and visit shelfaddiction.com/merch and pick up your next favorite bookish item. All right, welcome back, guys. Let's do our book chats now. Let's switch gears.
Yeah. We had some good book chats this year.
We did. Do you want to run the list down? Do you have it handy?
I'm pulling up the picture you gave me.
Okay. I excluded 2 on there.
That's okay. I remember them.
Okay.
We had The Never King by Nikki St. Crow. We had Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. We had Fourth Wing and Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. And then we had Ghost by Kat Blackthorne, I think is her name. And then Scream for Us by, I don't remember her name.
Hold on, I could tell you in a second. I did download them anyway. So let's see. Let me just open it. Okay. Yeah, Blackthorne is right. Kat Blackthorne. And the other one, where'd it go? I swear I downloaded that thing, but then I didn't put it on.
It's okay. You can ignore it. It's Molly Doyle. I Googled it.
Okay.
Molly Doyle, Scream for Us.
Like, I don't know.
And then you just did a little bonus Christmas story this month.
Yeah, we did, but it's not on the podcast though. But we talked about it in book club, and that was One Day in December by, what's the lady name? Oh my God.
I don't know.
Oh, let me look. Hold on. Oh. Oh, how awful. Okay, there we go. Josie Silver. There we go. Well, I wanted to do like something holiday-ish. So we did that for fun in the book club. So those are all the non-series, although one of them is kind of a series, but
I mean, most of them are technically series, but we just read one.
Which ones are series?
Well, The Never King is a series.
Oh, that's right. It is.
There's rumors that Red, White, and Royal Blue might get a sequel now that the movie is so popular. But
of course.
Fourth Wing is a series. Ghost is a series. Scream for Us is a series.
Scream for Us is a series? Oh,
that's
right.
There's more smutty, stabby stuff.
That's right. Okay, I get it. Yeah, but we didn't do all the series ourselves.
No, we just read the first one, which is fine.
Except for Fourth Wing. We were so excited about it. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so that kind of probably answers the first one, but we're going to do it anyway. So the best book chat on the podcast.
I would absolutely say Fourth Wing.
Yeah, me too. Fourth Wing was the best.
Yes. It was so good.
5-star.
5-star all the way. So good.
Yeah, that was a really good book. So good that we're like, let's read the second one. Now, me, I really enjoyed the second one, but I feel like I read it so fast.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't love it as much as the first one. The second one got a 4-star from me.
You got a 5-star from me, but I definitely read it too fast, and I want to go back and reread them both slowly.
Mm-hmm.
I read them to back in 48 hours.
You sure
right
did.
Before we talked about Iron Flame. It was
That's
insane.
crazy.
My brain was just kind of mush.
No, because these are big books as well. There's a lot of content in them. And I feel like there's a lot of this author is really good at like hiding things in plain sight.
Oh, yes. Her foreshadowing skills are unbelievable.
Yeah, so definitely I need to go back and spend some more time on Iron Flame before the next book comes out. Although I have watched some YouTube videos who are really critical of it. And I don't entirely disagree with some of the critiques, but I still think that when you have your mind in the right mindset, it could be a really fun and enjoyable time. But, I think definitely don't be looking for something that's like Game of Thrones. You know what I mean? It's not like this long
So I'm gonna
sweeping. I don't think it is. It's fun.
Personally, I hated Game of Thrones, like the books. I read 300 pages of the first book and quit because it was so boring and nothing was happening and everything was terrible. Okay. 300 pages. And I was like maybe 30% into the book because it was 900 something pages.
Okay.
And I was like, this is boring and terrible and I hate it. And I hate his writing style. But I know I'm in the minority there.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I don't think it's broad and sweeping and it's a fun ride.
Oh,
but
yeah, absolutely.
If I were to try to remember a bunch of stuff about this book in 2 years, how much will I remember is the question. Like, I feel like it's like candy that melts in your mouth and it's gone. Which is why I have to reread. And that's different. It's like hard to say that with something that you rated 5 stars, but that's why I feel like kind of mixed about it. I loved it, but I don't think it's like, I just would issue caveats before I tell people to read it. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay, so those were the best. How about the worst?
I would say the smutty stabby book you left off the list.
Girl, right. So Scream for Us by Molly Doyle.
Molly Doyle, yeah.
Is the worst. It's the actual worst because I literally forgot we even read it. And Casey's like, what about these two? I'm like, damn. You're right. The list. It was awful. But to be fair, it was a short story. So I know that now I remember there's the first book that kind of expands on that first story. Yeah. But
and then there's a sequel. I think it's A Christmas Story.
Oh, God.
I need to.
What are they going to be dressed up like elves fucking all around?
Probably killing people.
I don't know. Killing people.
Googling this now. Where's.
It's not, I know it's going to be awful.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe that's just not my cup of tea. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, it's called Melt for Us.
Oh, God. Oh, God. That name.
Yeah, it's Christmas and New Year's.
Is he killing more of her old school mates?
Well, they are snowed into a cabin and they can't leave the cabin. So I don't think there's as much murder, but it's her with her 3 masked men snowed into a cabin.
So I guess they escaped the
prison.
The felony. They escaped the felony.
Murder charges.
I'm like, I guess I guess.
Sorry for the spoilers, guys, but like There's no plot. There's no story. It's literally just bloodshed and sex for
Look, so
100 pages.
what these dudes are doing is like, so y'all, they need to be in jail. So
Oh,
under
absolutely.
somebody's
Yeah.
jail.
They need to go straight to jail. Go rot in jail.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Go right to jail. That is them. Not sexy to me at all. But like counter to that, even though that was the worst, the book we read with it, which was Ghost, I really liked. I actually read the next couple books in the series and I forgot I read it. Although because I think it's another one of those like candy books. Like it's sweet, it's sweet, sexy, yummy. Okay, you devour it and then it's gone.
And then it's gone.
Yeah. That's the only way I can describe it. Like, and now that I think about it, yeah, I can't recall what happened in the other two books, but it just doesn't sit around for a long time. I'm not contemplating it and thinking about it. It was like, oh, that's fun. Carry on.
One and done.
Yeah. Definitely. So I guess that's it for the book chats. Do you want to address anything else about the book chat specifically?
Well, we watched Red, White, and Royal Blue, the movie. And I thought that was one of the better adaptations.
I think that was our only adaptation this year, wasn't it?
We didn't watch any other movies or TV shows. And even though the movie kind of sucked and they like cut out some big important characters and there wasn't as much character development and some of the other stuff is really weird, like the movie was cute. I might watch it a second time.
Look, I couldn't get past some of this stuff, and I don't know if it was the movie or the book now because it's been so far removed. But like some of the scenes, like after they're out there riding horses and shit,
that's in both the book and the movie.
I'm like, ew, gross. Take a shower. Gross.
Yeah, no, he definitely needs to take a shower. But
I mean, these two guys were really cheesy, but it was cute. It was cute.
It was so cheesy but cute.
Yeah, it was cute. But oh my god, just some of this stuff. Only dudes would do this stuff. I swear, dudes don't care. I feel
They don't care.
Yes. Oh god. But yeah, but there were characters missing from the movie that we liked in the book.
Really annoying.
Yeah.
But I saw an interview with Casey McQuiston, and she was saying that, you know, with the success of book one and the movie, that she's toying with ideas for a sequel. And so I'm hoping that, like, maybe it's the sister, but she was cut out of the movie, so they can't make a sequel about a sister who doesn't exist. So I don't know. But if there is a sequel, I would definitely read it.
But the thing is, like, in the adaptation, the prince was so pasty. I mean, with his red lips.
Pasty white, anyway.
He's so pasty. And he got these red lips. I remember distinctly saying, is he wearing makeup? I mean, has he got lipstick on? What is happening?
I assume so, but yeah.
Oh my God. What kind of guy is passing for straight with straight up lipstick on? No, you're not straight, sir. God. Okay, yeah, that was a good conversation. You guys want to go back and listen to that. It was a fun time. And we had a not safe for work after show on Patreon where we dig into some of the quirkiness of the scenes, the not safe for work scenes.
Good times.
Yeah, so that's definitely one I recommend you go back and check out if you missed it.
Yes.
And I don't even think you need to read the book. If you just saw the movie and didn't read the book, you'll still get something out of it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But the book was better than the movie, so.
What else about those? I don't know.
Do
I
you
guess
remember
the rest were okay.
The Never King?
I do remember the Never King, and I thought, like, I feel like I had a problem with one of those guys, like, spitting in that girl's mouth.
Oh, God,
like,
yeah.
No,
that was disgusting.
Face. I was like, oh.
That was really disgusting.
That was the biggest red flag for me. I'm like, oh, God, gross. So, like, I remember mostly that and her sleeping with the brothers.
I mean, she slept with all of them, I think, or like was
Yes, but
about to
she
sleep with
really,
all of them. But it was just kind of
yeah,
weird that like she's the great granddaughter of the woman they fell in love with, and now she's with them, and they haven't aged, even though her great grandmother is dead. And I was like,
okay. And supposedly they don't mess with the darlings, quote unquote, right? So I'm
mm-hmm.
gonna assume that this is the first generation they've all slept with.
I hope
I hope.
so, because otherwise her mother. I don't want to think about that. No.
Sharing with your mom and your grandma?
No. Oh, God.
Sexy, psych.
I've seen some weird TikToks and people talking about stuff like that. And I'm just like, why would you even say that on the internet? Like, even if it's a joke, and I'm hoping it's a joke, like, please,
Look,
God, be a joke. But why
I
would you
don't know.
even say that?
But that makes me wonder because, like, the mom was so
Insane.
I just remember the mom being so, like, traumatized by her time there.
Well,
I'm
when
like,
they
what
were
happened to
doing the
her?
memory thing, they fucked up and fucked her head over.
Yeah, but I'm like, what happened to her? Like, what did they do to her?
Traumatized her. Scared her to death.
Oh, God. So, but, you know, while I thought that The Never King was okay, I feel like, what did I rate that? I feel like I might have rated that a 3.
I think 3 stars sounds right.
I'm gonna go look right quick.
I don't remember if I gave it 3 or 4. Like, it was for a smutty, wild
Yeah, I gave
story.
it
It was
3.
like decently written, much better than Stabby Christmas or Stabby Halloween. But
Yeah, and it was short. It was like under 200 pages.
Oh yeah.
But there are 4 books in that series, and I have to admit though, while I was okay with it, obviously 3 stars for me is fine. I had no desire to no inkling to try to proceed and hurry up and read the next
I'm
one.
kind of curious, but I haven't picked them up. I think if somebody handed me the book and said, "Do you want to read book 2?" I would say yes, but I won't go out of my way to go get it, if that makes sense.
So I'm going to say the majority of people felt the way I did, and I'm just going to go by the review count on Goodreads.
Mm-hmm.
So The Never King had 11,872 ratings.
Damn.
The Dark One, book 2, had 5,818 ratings.
Yeah, that dropped off a lot.
A lot. So, like, book 4 has 2,856 ratings. So people are just dropping like flies.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that's good or bad. Like, I don't know if that means people didn't like it or if people just didn't love it enough to continue. You know what I mean? I just
both.
So that's why I'm like, meh, it's fine. But I think I'm good. If you read the second one, if you think it's really good, let me know.
I
Because
will.
that's the only motivator that would get me to pick that up again. Oh, should we move on to our individuals' goals and stuff?
We can. I think we've covered pretty much everything with our bookish chats.
Yeah.
Like we had some good hits this year.
Yeah, I definitely, and I'll talk about this more with 24, but I think I agree. High level, we had some really strong wins.
Oh, yeah.
So I was happy with that. Personally, though, I did set a reading goal for myself, and that was 62 books.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, we've talked in other episodes, other yearly episodes, where I don't really like to set a lot of individual goals anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just happy I met my reading goal. I'm actually past 62 books now. And I think that is exactly where I want to be. I feel like that's just enough of planning to get me to stay on task with reading without feeling stress or pressure about it. Did you set a goal for yourself this year?
I set a very small goal for myself this year. I said I'm going to read 30 books for fun this year, and I did. So yay! It's a lot smaller than I normally do, but I just wanted to, you know, enjoy reading this year. And I did. I found some new authors that I like. I reread some old books that were fun. And 30 books was just like a bloop. Let's enjoy. Let's not focus on doing too much. So
honestly, that is a real chill reading year, and it sounds fun.
Yeah,
it sounds
was
fun.
good.
Okay, are you gonna set a reading goal for 24?
Oh, I think so. I might try for 62, which is
Mhm.
still smaller than I normally do, but juggling work and, just make it easy on myself.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with 62 again. It's a nice round number.
Mhm.
It's more because I know I will always read more than a book a week.
Yes.
Especially if something is really good. I'll knock out 2 books in a week. Like a couple of times I've had a really good couple of reading months and I'm like, bam, bam, bam. Oh, I read 6 books this month. So I think 62 is a nice round number. And I kind of like it because I feel like worst case scenario, let's say I'm at the finish line, I'm in a pinch and I got 3 more books at the end of the year. I know it's something I can read a couple shorter books and knock it out. So
Mhm.
it's not aggressive where I won't be able to meet it, but it's going to keep me accountable at the
Yes.
same time. So it's not exactly a stretch goal, but kind of.
No, it's a good solid goal.
Yeah. But I think with the podcast though, I'd like to add some goals.
Mhm.
So I know we talked a couple times together about reading some different types of things.
Yeah.
And this is why I'm going to set them as goals because I feel like if we set them, we'll actually do them. Yes. So one of the goals I'd like to set for the podcast and book club, I think I want to add them to book club. Maybe. I'm
Mhm.
not sure if I'm going to add them to book club, but maybe. Because that might be something fun for them to do if they
Oh, yeah.
want. So I want to incorporate at least one graphic novel.
Ooh. So I just finished reading Lore Olympus, Volume 1, which is
Mhm.
really, I think it might be up your alley. It's
Okay.
a Hades Persephone retelling. It was on Webtoons. It's super, super popular. I think Volume 5 or 6 just came out.
Okay. Well, if you think it's worth it and you think I
Oh,
should
yeah.
do it, okay.
I mean, there's a
I'll
whole
mark
bunch
that
of
down.
others. I can send you a list.
Okay, but we're gonna do one on one of the book chats, and for sure,
Yes.
maybe something new to both of us.
Okay,
I
yeah.
don't know. And then, and I know you also are excited about this one. I want to do. Now, I have listened to graphic audio. Have you
I
listened
have
to
not
graphic
listened to
audio
a
yet?
graphic audio yet.
So we're switching. So I'm new to graphic,
Novels.
books, novels, and you're new to graphic audio.
Yes.
Yes, so we're gonna add at least one. We'll see how it goes. At least one graphic audio, and we'll see how Casey
I have
likes
some
it.
ideas for this
You
too.
do?
Yes.
Okay.
Alona Andrews has 2 series that are graphic audio. And since we
Mhm.
both love Alona Andrews and we've read a different series on the podcast, we could check that out. Obviously,
Okay.
Fourth Wing, it either came out today or tomorrow or sometime soon. That graphic audio is coming out, but we might have done too much Fourth Wing on the podcast.
I'm kind of tempted to have you do Court of Thorns and Roses
Ooh, okay. That's totally new to
because I
me.
feel like you're gonna be hooked. So, this is the thing, and I always give this disclaimer with this series. Book 1 is average.
Uh-huh.
It's fine.
Uh-huh.
It's good. But book 2, baby, that is where
That's where it's at.
that is where it kicks off, and it is crazy town. It's great. But yeah, I'm kind of tempted to have you try
Okay.
that. So, because I know I love it. I
Mhm.
know it'll be a good time. I feel like when I don't think I've ever had a situation where it's something I really, really liked and you just straight up don't like it. I don't think we've had that yet.
There was the Potato Man.
The Potato Man.
Oh my god, the time traveler's wife.
Oh shit. That's right. If you guys go back and listen to that, 2022,
I hated that so much.
we had completely different opinions on that book.
I think you were a 4-star or a 5-star. Like you loved it.
Oh, it wasn't a 5-star, but I'm about to look. Oh, yeah, I did like it. I liked it a lot. I got rated 4-star.
Yeah, I rated I think a 1 star.
And honestly, this is like one of those books that I would have never expected to like, but for some reason it just hit different for me and I liked it. I'll never forget that. That conversation.
Oh my God. I think that was one of our best conversations ever.
Yeah, it was some real back and forth and very polar opposite thoughts on the same scenes.
Thoughts.
Yeah. Which goes to show how no two people are reading the same book. It
not
seems
at all.
like.
No, and it just goes to show that even though we know each other and we usually are on the same page with stuff, every once in a while we are just complete opposites.
People like, you like that? What?
How?
Like,
what?
Yeah.
What? How?
I'm like, you did? I don't understand. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's so those are two of the podcast goals. And of course, I want to do more book talk stuff. Those are I think we have a good time with like doing some popular hits on book talk. And of course, and at least one more. I can't give up on my adaptations. I love adaptations.
Usually they're pretty good, or at least fun.
Yeah. So at least one. One. I'd like to do more than one, but we'll see how things shake out. We're filling up our slot really quickly with these couple of things. So we'll see how it shakes out. I don't even know. I haven't even looked at 2024 releases.
Yeah, I don't know what's
like
coming out.
Adaptation releases. Yeah. I'm gonna have to take a look at that in January because if it's all about the timing, right? So we gotta do our due diligence, see when things are coming out, and make sure we read the book before it comes out. So we're gonna have to take a look pretty soon here. But I think that's it. That's all I got. Podcast goals. I was trying to think if I should make some book club goals or not. I don't know. I don't have any off the top of my head, but I was thinking about it.
I mean, we should ask our book club members if they have goals that they want us to do.
Maybe we'll do that in January.
Yeah.
We can make some up in January.
That works.
I'm thought out right now. I don't have any more. I got nothing.
Yeah. It's the middle of December. Our brains are mush. It's fine.
Yeah, it's almost the end of the year. Woohoo!
Yay!
We've already announced our first trilogy of 2024. So go on over to book clubs or check out the social media to see what it is. I'm not going to tell you here. You have to look. And actually, you know what? I would love it if you listen to all of our podcasts or a lot of our podcasts. Let us know what your favorite episodes were. I would love to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was the best conversation? Which was your favorite book? Which was your least favorite book? Is it something different from ours?
Yeah, because I know a lot of you guys read along with us. So I think that's it. Do we have anything else, Casey?
I think that's it.
Yay, we are finished. Yay. This is the end. This is the very last episode of 2023.
Yay.
And yeah, it was a successful year. I'm really happy with it.
It was a good year. We had some good books, good conversations.
Yeah, I just want more 5 stars.
Yes.
Like, I feel like I am greedy for 5 stars right now. I want more than a couple. Like, literally, I think I might have had 3 or 4 or 5 stars total this entire year.
Yeah, we need to work on that.
Yeah, I need to find some really heavy hitters that are wins for me all the way. I know I'm a hard rater though, y'all. I know I am, but my gosh, I gotta have more than a couple 5 stars. I don't know. Is that an order too tall to get?
It shouldn't be. You should have a dozen 5-star books. You should have 2 dozen. Like, you should pick up a book and just love it so much and tell the world about it. But
I know, I want that so bad.
It's just life. Books.
I know.
That'll get better.
We'll see. I don't know. We'll see if 2024 is a good reading year. I mean, the drama's already begun in the book club. Book 2
yeah,
Bookstagram, BookTube,
the 2024
BookTok.
drama is here, and it is real, and it is.
It's arrived, and it's affecting the 2024 releases.
Yup.
So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Fun times. Okay, we're gonna call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a great conversation. It's been a great year. Thanks for listening and subscribing and following us on this reading journey, and hope to see you in many, many more episodes and series. And we'll catch you guys in 2024. Take care of yourselves. Happy holidays.
Bye, everybody. Happy reading.
If you enjoyed today's episode and would like to show your support, there are a few things you can do. Head on over to Apple Podcasts and leave a positive 5-star review, or like this episode on your favorite podcast player. It seems so simple, but it really helps me out. You can share this podcast with other book nerd friends or on your favorite social media space. You can also join the Shelf Addiction Patreon family. For as little as $2 a month, you will help us produce even more awesome content for your ears. You can also consider joining the Shelf Addiction Official Facebook group, where we talk all things bookish and more in a safe space. The Shelf Addiction Podcast is a part of the Nerdy Maven Network. You can also reach us via email at info@shelfaddiction.com. Thank you for listening.